get you guys some shots of the 8310. This may be our last day with it. The guy's coming to look at it Monday about buying it. It's going to be a good selling point for them. We done got all the bugs worked out of it for them. Blew the radiator out, charged the air conditioner up. They came out and put new fuel filters and air filters on it. I think it's a little harder to keep up with him on this than the disc. Give it just a little more air and level it up a little. A lot faster running it than to do all. So that's 38 foot wide versus 19 foot wide. You can get a little more speed with it than you can do all. This is where we done all that drainage work last spring. You know, when we come down here last spring, this might as well been a lake. There was water standing all over it. Matter of fact, I just took the track hoe and I hooked into that ditch, and I dug a ditch all the way up here to get the water off this farm. And then once we got the water off the farm, took a breaking plow and kind of may not have been the best thing to do, but these ditches I broke where I dug with the track hoe. I broke out where we didn't have a big steep ditch where we could, you know, work the sides of it. And then there was some mud holes right in here. I broke them in, moved that dirt into them holes. And then I took that box blade that we've got and I drug it this way, and I drug it that way, I drug it that way, I drug it that way, I drug it this way again, I drug it that way again, I drug it that way again, I drug it that way again, until all this was level. And now we've got, well, it's level from there up to there to here. This corner is level. So that has really helped with the drainage situation. We're down here and able to actually work it, and it has been a wet spring, so I like it when a plan comes together. But if you saw it while we was doing it, you would have thought them boys are ruining that farm, because it looked like a mess down here for a week. Then we had a heck of a bean crop made, and then all this down here got underwater in August. We had a flood in August, and you went from making 60 to 70 up there when you get in the flat ground that didn't flood, to down here 20 and 30 down here where the water got over. It's just part of farming. It happens. But we're gonna put corn down here. I really wish we had a better forecast to put corn down here, because lots of rain in the forecast. But the way, after watching it all spring, I think we've improved the drainage enough that we will be okay. You can't get nothing done waiting on the weather, guys. I'm gonna tell you, if I've learned anything in my 10 years of farming, if that ground is fit, you need to be working. Now, if the ground ain't fit and the forecast ain't that great, probably need to sit still. Back there in April, 1st of April, when that ground was dry, but the forecast was cool, I shouldn't have been in my own head and letting others dictate what I was thinking. And I should have been planting as hard as I could, because that corn is absolutely beautiful. One thing I do miss, though, you don't know how much you miss it until you don't have it. But that thing right there, being as a rental, we don't have a two-way radio in it. It's wired for one. We could probably rob the radio out of one of them semi-trucks or something. Only problem is it's got the wrong end on the coax cable. It's for like a Motorola, and we're running Kenwoods. Y'all probably laugh at me for having one in my Gator, but as the sun guns are handy as pocket on a t-shirt. We use this Gator all the time and use them radios all the time. Well, we're down here planting in this creek bottom where Robert was running the Phoenix hair this morning. Got her all slicked up, looking good. Really struggled to get this ground right to plant it. We pushed some of it, but I feel like the majority of our corn we've planted right. I'm amazed at how fast this farm dried up. I busted it open yesterday afternoon and just let it lay. Then we come back and hit it with the Phoenix hair this morning. And especially this hill, it's planting like a dream. But this creek bottom ground, it just don't nothing work up like it. It just works up good. I can't explain it. And ain't nothing that works up any sorrier than a hill. Especially them old red clay hills we got. If you got something just scratching it, you can do alright with it. But if you pull anything that gives any kind of depth, you're gonna make clods. You can tell right here, I ran some PTO ditches to drain the wet areas of the field. The farm really needs tile. The line is right there. You can tell where we worked up. That was burnt down earlier in the spring, but everybody's burn down is playing out. We sprayed burn down the middle of March, and you know, it's been a challenging spring, and our burn down just played out. Everybody hadn't got planted as fast as they would have liked to. Got them old springs there we got to work around. Just a challenging old farm. Possibly the last job we'll get to do with it. The 8310. Someone's coming to look at it tomorrow. This is the worst thing about these Phoenix hires, is having to undo these chains. You just gotta chain these hairs up where they don't drag the ground when you go down the road. You can kinda actually get by without chaining them if you ain't gotta go far, but if you gotta travel any distance, you better chain them up. Alright, let's unfold this puppy. Welcome back, guys. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Yep, planting on a Sunday. Y'all heard that old adage, work on Sunday, fix on Monday. Well, hopefully that ain't gonna be the case. I'm halfway done with this field, so we let 24 acres being finished with corn. Really didn't think we was going to get to run any this week the way it was looking, but we pulled around and got finished planting corn. We planted about 150 acres in 3 days, been averaging about 50 acres a day. We can plant a lot more with this planter, but the problem is we're having to get this old ground ready because it ain't drying. I'm planting my farm. There's 8 acres in it. It's corn behind corn. I worked these stalks down last fall. Got a dang mess right there. You see that spot? apartments. Drain out in this field. And we kind of got them. We cleared all that off over there where I could dig a ditch to take that water over there instead of draining across the farm. And we hadn't really got the water trained to go over there yet. But I got some ditches, PTO ditches going over there. If I could have got them in about 3 or 4 days earlier, might have been a little drier over there to plant. But I'm hoping here that, you know, this fall I can go over and smooth it up, get a little better shape. But we're ready to wind this corn up. It's May the 5th, I believe, and we're ready to get this finished up and move on to beans. We're gonna go spray all the corn that is up, then probably turn right back around and start putting nitrogen out. Really need all this corn ground spray because I want to spray behind the bean drill with Residual Pro. I don't want to have to wash out the sprayer 2 times. We had to wash it out the other day because I had to spray some Gramoxone. You see that yellow grass? Had to spray some Gramoxone to kill all that grass. Somewhere right in here there's a property line, and that back there behind them apartments belongs to the guy that owns them apartments, but he lets me work it where they don't have to mess with mowing it. And I don't have to pay no rent on it. It might be an acre, maybe. To be honest with you, old field would probably be easier to work if I didn't work at, because I could dig a ditch down the line and make his water stay over there on him instead of coming across me. But I ain't gonna say too much. He's letting me work at the way his farm has always been. They was doing the same thing when I bought it. The reason I bought that farm, if you see through that gap right there, that's my grandmother's farm. And I wanted this come up for sale and right beside it, so I decided to buy it. I've owned this farm about 10 years now, and it took me a long time to figure out how to plant that son of a gun. I've tried to plant it with that fence row down there. I've tried to plant it down beside the road. I've tried about every way under the sun to plant it. And I finally figured out I don't like short rows, but this is by far the best way to plant it. Seems your rows work out where you miss some wet holes. That down there, that lower part is tiled, but even with the tile, them springs still stay kind of wet. So with the rows angled like it is, I'm planting it with that fence row over there. It allows me to kind of go down beside them springs. This old farm it ain't nothing special, but it's mine, you know. One of them type situations. Well, we are planting the test plot, as you can see here. Already got 2 varieties planted, so we're on the 3rd one. Another cropland variety. This is X22. The others we've been planting have been X23s. C. VTB. I'm glad Field View fixed that. Made it life a lot easier. Let's plant another plot. Everybody made fun of us last year for using their little D-vault. So we're out here planting a test plot for somebody. All I know is we got 4 different cropland varieties out here, 3 experimentals, and 1 that's kind of one of the newest ones they got. So 3 experimentals plus the 1 new one. Planting into some high residue stuff, 180 bushel corn residue. We ran the Phoenix Era over here, and normally does a better job than this, but it wanted to ball up, so I guess we'll see how tough these corns are, because pretty tough situation. It's not our best, but it's May the 5th, Sunday. We like from here to the tree line, and then 6 acres over there, and 2024 corn will be done as long as it all comes up. But on the test plot, like I said, got 4 different varieties, 4 passes each, so 80 foot. He wanted to run the disc and the crumbler, and I kind of fought him on it, because I wanted to just run the Phoenix Era because I thought it would do a better job of chopping up these stalks. But I guess that's the difference between chopping down 150 bushel stalks and 180 bushel stalks. Plus these are some really tough stalks. Everybody wants big strong stalks, but come springtime they're hard to get rid of. But anyways, unless you got a turbo till and you run it 100 times. But us, we just ran that Phoenix Era twice, and I guess I should just listen to him and let him run the disc and crumbler. We're making it work. See how tough these corns are. Heavy, no-till, corn on corn, high residue, kind of salt, kind of moist soils. Any tough conditions that we got it, we can throw at it, we threw at it, or throwing at it.
Second to last pass of corn planting 2024. It's gotta go down and then back and we'll be done. As long as them clouds there are good to us. Calling for some rain, we'll see. Hopefully we won't get a whole lot. This side planted really good. That side kind of iffy. It probably wouldn't hurt to have a shower on it. But about to wind her up. Then we'll move on to corn spraying, corn side dressing, soybean planting. Then we'll probably spray some soybeans, cut some wheat. Still got a long way to go, but closer than what we have been. All right, corn 2024 is planted. As long as them clouds are good to us. Let's fold up, load up, and let's go home.